The turning point was when I went in and they were talking about what Java updates they liked. I hadn't even read anything about it. I just had no interest. Since working on boats, I don't know, I haven't had like days where I'm there like, oh, what the hell is my job sort of thing. When I had that a lot in the office. But my parents met working on boats. So, and my uncle worked in the Whitsundays. I mean, I don't miss anything about the job really.
All right, we are in beautiful Whitsundays, Australia, and on this sailboat, I met Anya with a crazy story because I'm a software engineer that's a little bit burned out, and it turns out that Anya used to work as a software developer as well in a big bank in London, right?
No, Bournemouth and then in Glasgow, so Scotland.
All right. So then she decided 3 years ago to just go and work on sailboats and just like spend the life on the sea, which is like so cool. So I want to learn more about that, and I think it would be awesome to start from the very beginning. Like, what actually brought you into tech in the first place? Because I guess you had some kind of like love for software, or was it like random? What's the story?
So I don't know. I learned to code when I was maybe 16 or 15, and then I had to decide what to pick, and then kind of went through all the processes, and then got to uni and didn't really know what else to do. And I applied for a degree apprenticeship, which was in tech, like software engineering. Managed to get that, and then it was a free degree with the bank that I ended up working for. So I kind of went for it for that, which sounds really bad. And I thought, oh, I'll be able to get a good job at the end of it. And I did like coding, but I don't think I fully knew what I was signing up for. Because when you're 18, you don't really know what you want to do. So I just thought, oh, techs, I can do that. So yeah, that's kind of why I chose it. And then I stuck it out. Well, my degree was 4 years, and then I had 1 year after, which is when I went to Scotland and just worked full time as a software engineer. But yeah. After that, I was then on boats. So
okay, but still, like you said, you were 16, and like, what was the like first moment that like got you into coding?
I feel like my school didn't teach it, so I looked it up. Code Academy, I think is it like or some like basic website, and I just thought, oh, it'd be cool if I knew how to code. I don't know why, just some sort of weird thing I had at 15. And then coded something and then learnt to code. It was just Python, basic. Learnt that first and then picked it as my A-levels, so I studied it as well. But it was quite hard. I found it hard to study without learning it at school. So, but it was that's kind of
all right. So then, how long did you spend at? Was it like your first and only job, or you had like more?
Do you mean only job in tech?
Like the bank.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I worked as like I had loads of jobs before, but all like waitressing.
I mean, like
no, it was my first tech job and my only one. Like, so maybe I should have tried a different company.
I don't think so. I think you have like a very good life over here. We don't see the like beautiful area, but I will maybe take a shot in the morning. But so how long did you spend there?
5 years. So
okay.
So I did 4 years study and then 1 year just working, all at one company. So
okay. So then, how was the decision coming up? Was it like fighting with it for months, and then like, or was it like one breakthrough moment that you say like, wow, it's like something happened at work, like bad meeting or something? It's like, I just like go and do something else. How was it?
I mean, there was kind of a number of things. So in my mind, I always knew I wanted to go and do something other than just study and work. So maybe like a gap year kind of thing. And I always planned to do it when I finished uni, but at the time I had a boyfriend and we like ended up being quite serious. We moved in together. Anyway, we broke up. So it's so personal. We broke up, and then that kind of, I then started as a freedom. I was like, oh, well, now I have nothing holding me to this place, and Yeah, and I think as well, work was, the turning. I said to you today, the turning point was when I went in, and they were talking about what Java updates they liked, or like what about the update they liked. I hadn't even read anything about it. I just had no interest, and I just thought, yeah, this isn't for me. I can't pretend that I'm interested in this. So yeah, that was kind of the push. But I always knew I kind of wanted to do something, and I did only plan to do it for a year. But I've ended up here. Well, this is now my 3rd year. So
All right. So, like, did you like prepare very like well in terms of like, oh, how much money you have to have saved, and like, what's my exact plan, or just like, yeah, let's go with the flow and see what happens?
I mean, so it was quite a while ago.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I just started applying for jobs. It was like the right time of year to apply for jobs in Greece.
Okay.
So I applied for loads of jobs, and then one got back to me. I did the interview, and then once I had like secured it, I guess, I then quit the other job. So I didn't have a phase where I had no job. But this coming out here was, I didn't have this lined up. You have to, in the Whitsundays, you have to just turn up and be in the area. I did email ProSail like months ago saying, hi, I'm coming, because I just googled like boats in Whitsundays. It came up. Hi, I'm coming to the Whitsundays in January, is there any work? And they just said, yeah, you need to be here. So I thought, okay, I'll just have to go. So you do, like, sometimes you have to rock up. But the job in Greece was lined up, so it wasn't too dramatic leaving the job, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes much more sense, because for some people, it's like drop the job and then just do whatever, and that's kind of risky, right? But if you have like one secured and then you go, that makes much more sense, and I guess it's much more easier, right? It's just like you just jump from one to the other. All right. So is there like something that you envy your coworkers, and like maybe like any second thoughts or a mortgage? Right?
I'm trying to think. I mean, I think maybe one thing I'd envy is being like close to family. Like, doing this kind of work, you miss out on life milestones of your family. You miss birthdays, potentially miss Christmas. You're always away. That's something I'd envy. I don't know. It's really hard to say. I mean, I don't miss anything about the job, really. Yeah, right now where I am, I don't really envy anything, but that sounds so bad.
Yeah, that sounds good actually.
I don't know. I mean, I kind of am on my own path, so I don't really compare, but I do miss the UK a bit and all of that, but I don't know. I don't really envy. I think maybe if I was older, like, and wanted a house or a car or a family, then I would be starting to think, oh, maybe I should, but I'm quite far off that, so so I think it's fine.
Yeah. So how's the story with sailing? Like, how did it start? Like, were you always like passionate about it, or like did you do anything related to sailing before you like got this job in Greece, or was it like your first real experience with that?
So yeah, I've always sailed from like pretty much when I was born, but like not like skippering boats or doing anything crazy.
Yeah.
Like I did dinghy sailing, so like little sailing boats. We did some deliveries of my uncle's boat, which is like a small sailing boat again. I'm trying to think what else we did. We did like family holidays on boats.
Yeah, but that's
but my parents met working on boats. So, and my uncle worked in the Whitsundays. So there's a lot of family. My granddad sailed the world. Like my grandparents sailed around the world when they retired. So there's a lot of family history of boats. So yeah, my parents taught me to sail, which I think's like, I'm very lucky. But then when I turned 18, I did my competent crew, which is like the basic qualification just to say you can crew on a boat.
Mm-hmm.
Then I did day skipper just before I went out to Greece. So I booked that in. And then since then I've done Yachtmaster Theory. Like there's so many courses that you need to work on boats, especially here. There's like STCW, which is firefighting, sea survival. I've done first aid. I've done first aid in the UK, first aid here. I've done a medical. Yeah, there's so many things that you need, but like I've kind of gone through it slowly. I didn't just go and do like, you can do it all in like one go, but I've done it over the years, if that makes sense. But yeah, I've learnt boats, but every job's different. Like the job I did in Greece was so different to this. This is so different to Greece. So it's just learning the job as well. But yeah, I don't know. Sorry.
Yeah, so this sounds like kind of coming back to the roots. Like sailing was in your life like pretty much always, and coding was kind of like a semi-random thing that arrived. That like, oh, it's like a good thing to try out and see how it goes. And yeah, I guess there is some like pressure to get like a serious super like job. Do you have like any advice for people that are, you know, stuck in their job, but they kind of feel like, you know, family, friends, wife, whoever like wants them to stay, but they really hate it, and it's like yeah, this middle ground, they want to do something but they don't know how. Like maybe you have like any thoughts?
Yeah,
kind of a vague
it's
question,
no,
but-
it's a good question. It's a really hard one because I think I was in a very lucky situation that I didn't have anything tying me down. I mean, there's ways that you can go and, like, for example, sailing. Say you had a house, a wife, whatever, you could still go and do all your qualifications for it, see if you enjoy it, like, see what your passions are, and see if you can make it work with the things that you have, I guess. So if you've got a partner, maybe they want to go and travel with you. Maybe they're also feeling stuck in their job. But I mean, if you got nothing holding you back, I'd say just like go for it. And like, what's the worst that can happen? You know, you go and do it and you don't enjoy it, and then you can go do something else.
Yeah, you can always get another job.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, it's hard to get a job for sure, but I mean, it's so like dependent on the situation, I think, and what the person wants to do. But yeah, for me, I just knew, I was like, I cannot stay in this job. I mean, it was okay. It was just not for me. And if you don't enjoy your job, then it does impact your life quite a bit. Like you're spending so much time working that job, and you want to be like, since working on boats, I don't know, I haven't had like days where I'm there like, oh, what the hell is my job sort of thing. When I had that a lot in the office, where I think I had just too much time. I'd be like, oh, I'm not enjoying this. I don't know.
What about sleeping on the boat? Because like last night was super hot. Like, do you get used to it after some time, or you just like don't mind?
I think you get used to it. I mean, the setup in the crew cabin. We've got like a fan, and it is hot, but this is the hottest time of the year as well. So the season, this is apparently the hardest part of the season, when it's hot and raining all the time. But yeah, when in Greece I lived in my cabin, you lifted up something like this, and it was just a hole with a mattress. So having an actual room I can stand up in is a massive upgrade from Greece. So I think Greece, I was like, I can't do another year of this because living in a hole. And also this job, you spend time off the boat. In Greece I was on the boat full time,
like 7 days a week.
Yeah, no day off.
Okay. All right, that is quite crazy. All right, so like my final question, like what's your plan after this? Like you have like 3 years in, but then you're pretty fresh in Australia, right? So you have like, I guess, what, like the 1, 2, 3 years of the working holiday or whatever. Yeah, but then go with the flow, I guess, right?
I've got a few ideas. I don't know. It's I don't want to have too many like set in stone plans. Just see kind of what pops up. But I've got a few ideas at the moment. One is to go, because I do want to go back to UK. I don't want to have my whole life here. So maybe go back to the UK and study sort of environmental science, become a environmental consultant. That's like
Isn't it coming back to the office somehow?
But at some point, I wouldn't. But I'd want to do some kind of environmental consultancy where I travel a lot and go to like site visits, and
nice.
I've spoken to a few people who do the job, and they're always out doing stuff. It's never just in an office. But eventually, I probably would want more of a stable life. Like this is very fun. But at some point, I want a home and family, I guess. but yeah, so that's one idea. I've also thought about super yachts just to save some money. I really don't know. I could go back to coding, but I wouldn't work for a big company. It'd have to be a small company. I'm
your
also,
own
yeah,
thing,
on
like
my own
freelancing,
thing.
or-
True. At the moment, I got all these ideas, but I need to decide which one. I'm just kind of going with the flow and see what I fancy doing. The other idea is I just stay here, get my tickets to drive, and work my way up, kind of thing. But that would have a cap because obviously I can only be here for 3 years.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that was lovely. I think my bottom line out of it is that you put me in an interesting situation, because in my case, coding was the thing that was like forever in my life. I got my first computer when I was like 5, and I was like, no internet in the countryside, but I was reading like help from Windows 98. So I was like this nerd kid. So, but now I am kind of burned out with it. So it's a tricky question, but to some extent, I feel like I could do something related to tech and coding, but not just like hands-on coding, like spending 8 hours in front of the computer. I was thinking about this, community for people in tech in some form, like either people that are burned out in tech and want to do something else with their life and they don't know what this new thing should be. I don't know, but pretty interesting conversation. So thank you for taking it at like, I don't know what time is it. I think it's like 9 or something, but for Australia it's late. Like 9 for Australia is like, it's like after, for you it's like the whole, yeah, exactly. For you it's like after a whole day of work. So yeah, really enjoyed it, and thank you very much. Thank you very much. Take care, and thanks our cameraman. Oh my god! If you're a software engineer that's a little burned out like me, or have a crazy story like Anya's, where you quit your job and you're happy or you're unhappy, just let me know in the comments. I would love to talk to you. I just became very passionate about this idea of like how people shape their lives